Well, Labour MP for Kensington, Dent, Coad, has faced pressure to apologise after accusing Prince Harry of not being able to fly an army helicopter and just sitting there going vroom vroom during a meeting at the Labour Party conference. Well, joining us from there is the Daily Mail's Andrew Pearce and Kevin Maguire from the Daily Mirror. Well, Kevin Maguire, I'm sure you'll be cheering her on here as a hardened Republican, but is it really sensible, with all the focus on whether the Labour Party is a nasty party, for the MP for where the royals live here in Kensington in London, for that MP to be so abusive about so many members of the royal family?
Well, she's a long-term Republican. She represents an area which may be one of the richest bits of the UK, but there's huge, grotesque social inequality there. Has Grenfell Tower, for instance. So she is drawing the highlight. It is ridiculous. You have this hereditary family. Whoever gets to throw the DNA dice is going to be cosseted and is going to run this country as the monarchy. Of course, she should be able to point that out. Some of the language, you could, you know, the vroom vroom. It sounds like the type of joke you get at a meeting, but she makes, I think, a very essential point about the monarchy.
Well, hang on.
And a lot of people in Britain agree with her now.
Well, hang on. She says that Prince Harry can't fly helicopters. That's completely untrue. He can and does indeed.
Well, he was a co-pilot, so he wasn't at the controls
himself.
itself.
Yeah, but he passed his qualifications. He can fly helicopters and has flown helicopters. Secondly, she claims that Prince Philip has cheated on the Queen. Is there any evidence for that?
It's a tricky one here, but I think you know...
Careful, Maguire, careful,
I think if you read books in the US or watch the Netflix, the Crown series, and see at the hints.
OK, let's go to Andrew Pearce.
No evidence.
Andrew.
No evidence.
Andrew.
No evidence.
Andrew.
I'm being careful. I'm being careful.
Let me ask Andrew. There are so many things that she says which are just very unpleasant. And you just think about the timing here. Why would you do this? Notwithstanding the fact that I'm sure some people agree with her views about the monarchy as an institution, it just seems so bitchy and petty to be doing this. Why would she do this when all the focus is on trying to pretend they're not the nasty party?
Well, yeah, everyone is entitled to a view about the royal family, and you're entitled to be a Republican like Kevin Maguire. I fundamentally disagree with that. But she was so personal. To attack Prince Harry about not being able to fly a helicopter when he was there in Afghanistan during the war, which was braver than I would be, I must tell you, braver than Maguire would be too, I would say. And to attack Kate Middleton for being boring, for wearing £150 jumpers. Kevin Maguire spends £150 on his suits.
You attack Kate Middleton.
What's the big deal?
Boring all the time.
I do not attack Kate Middleton. I think she's a very courageous woman. She's doing an important job. She's pregnant at the moment too, by the way, and she's having a very difficult pregnancy. And then she's got some Labour MP pouring abuse on her because she knows it'll get her a cheap round of applause from the gallery, from all his mates in the Labour Party who want shot of the monarchy.
Kevin, I wonder whether there will be... I wonder whether there'll be some people thinking, yes, crack down on anti-Semitism. Absolutely. Crack down on the abuse. Crack down on any threats that have been made which lead to political journalists having to have bodyguards. That's one thing. But at what point is this becoming... I think one Labour member said it's beginning to sound a little bit like thought police. And freedom of speech does, at some point, become infringed if an MP cannot just freely express views about her thoughts about the royal family.
And we jump up and down, and every time they say something we disagree with, we call it outrageous and begin to lump in completely different things. Look, anti-Semitism is vile, and there can be no place for that. But if you're having a discussion on the monarchy, and you come around here, this in Brighton, Labour, there are thousands of people here. It's a political festival. It's like Edinburgh in August. It's politics. And part of the fringe, when you go to these meetings and you go to talk about the monarchy, it's almost a bit of stand-up as well as a serious discussion. And I think we sometimes have to just step back and stop getting upset about what people say about the really powerful. If she was Dent, Coad, the MP, was punching down and she was having a go at ordinary people, I'd be the first to say she'd overstepped the line. But she's punching up. She's talking about a power structure in Britain in which the hereditary principle is used to paper over and make acceptable great inequalities in this country. That's what she's doing.
I don't
she's
mind.
saying there are great
Kevin, I don't mind.
inequalities in terms of wealth and power.
Kevin, I don't mind. Let me just say one thing. I don't mind her having an opinion about the monarchy. It's a perfectly reasonable debate to be having.
Yeah, quite.
And she's a Republican. What I do mind is her using a public forum at the Labour Party, the official opposition in this country, at their official conference, using a platform like this to spread a lot of smears and what appear to be grotesque untruths. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Personal abuse. It's personal abuse, and she knows, that MP, that Kate Middleton and Prince Harry can't answer back because they're members of the royal family, they don't do politics, and they can't answer back and won't answer back. So people like me have to defend them, and they should not have been attacked in that way at all. It's really cheap and cowardly of that MP. She should apologise.
How noble of the want-to-be Sir Andrew Pierce.
I don't want to be a Sir. I don't want to be a Sir Maguire. You'll get the knighthood for bowing and
I think the chances of either of you ever becoming Knights of the Realm are highly unlikely.